it than normal to unclench my fist as a newborn child. My mother tells me this is how she knew her baby was to be alive. I was 7 years old. I broke a kid's arm in 2 places after my older brother made me fight him again. By the time I was 10, I was champion for knocking other kids unconscious on a football field. When I was 13, I averaged about 3 fights a month. Most, I cannot remember why. By the time I got to high school, I was shot at a few times, kicked one kid down the stairs, and choked another with my bare hands. I'm not sure you understand why I tell you this. I am not happy about this. I want desperately to perform a healthier masculinity, but this world has never allowed me to unclench my fist. I was 21 years old in Mississippi when a truck full of white guys drunk on Confederate flags called me a nigger. I remember wanting to show them how much of a nigger I could be, so I put my back up against the wall, clenched my fist, told them to do what you gotta do. I need them to know that these hands are rated E for everybody, and I heard just how much white boys love to play catch. Just then, a cop car pulls up and asks them if I was causing trouble. Later, I tell a college buddy of mine, a white guy, and he says, "Good Lord, Javon, you know how easily you could have gotten hurt?" And I think, ain't that just like a white boy? To remind me of all the ways I could be hurt. So I remember when my uncle told me, he told me to put my back up against the wall, clench my fist, and swing these hands like good scripture once. He told me, and I quote, "If a nigga ever tests you, pray, but remind him of the raptor." So I swear, I'm only up here trying to do God's good work. When my niece tells me I am the best uncle in the world. I know it is not my fist, but the way they bloom into flowers that makes her say this. To garden is to dig your hands underneath the soil and pray something beautiful springs up. They say dandelions, though commonly disregarded as weeds, are completely edible sources of vitamin A, and this teaches me that even an unwanted thing can be useful too. I pray that this unwanted black boy can grow into someone strong enough that can break open for someone else's health. But I know that thorns have roses because there are those who pick flowers simply because they can, and this is the difference between white masculinities and black masculinities. Sometimes I am a flower threatened at being broken at the stem. Others, I am a weapon that must be destroyed, but every day I am vulnerable to attacks. I was 35 years old when a white colleague told me my anger frightens her. I was 35 years old when that same white colleague told me a white male colleague's passion inspires her. I was 35 in a coffee shop when a white family crowded around me and the son said, "Do you know how easily we could have you arrested?" I was 35, minding my business, walking down the street in Oakland when a white woman said, "Do you have to be so loud?" To which I responded, "Do you have to fucking be in Oakland?" I was 35 ready. I was ready to break one of you motherfuckers wide open. I was 35 when my niece grabbed me by the face with both of her tiny hands. She said, "Uncle, you're so silly. You're always so silly." And I think I want forever to be the flower, you know, fully bloomed, no thorns, but